Hello, I'm David Barker, pastor of Central Longmont Presbyterian Church. All of us at Central Longmont pray that you are having a blessed Advent season, and if along with us you have been working through our Advent devotional, we hope that you have found it nurturing and enlightening. The focus of the devotional has been Howard Thurman's poem, I Will Light Candles This Christmas. And the particular focus the third week of Advent, is the verse that says, candles of courage for fears ever present. In the reading for Wednesday this week, the author reminds us of how Peter reacted to Jesus' arrest. Peter followed Jesus as he was taken to the house of the high priest, but Luke tells us Peter followed at a distance. Peter clearly felt he had good reason to keep this distance. If he got too close, if he was identified as a Jesus follower, he too might be arrested, might suffer the same fate as Jesus. Peter, in fact, not only kept his distance from Jesus, but as you know, he denied he even knew Jesus. 3 times he denied that he knew Jesus. Keeping our distance is something that we human beings do, often like Peter, to protect ourselves in Thurman's words, from ever-present fears. We keep our distance from people, from situations, even from opportunities and commitments, sometimes from a sense of what's appropriate, of what's possible. But more often, I suspect, we keep our distance because, like Peter, we're just frightened. Lately, one ever-present fear in particular, COVID, has resulted in most things, most people in our lives being kept at a distance. COVID quite literally has made social distancing, keeping our distance, a matter of life and death. Yet, keeping our distance, whatever safety it affords, isn't, as we're all experiencing, without cost. Relationship is difficult, community is difficult, while keeping the world 6 feet away. And we humans were built for relationship. Advent is about waiting for the Word become flesh, for God in the person of Jesus of Nazareth to come among us, to make his home with us. In those wonderful words of Eugene Peterson, for God to move into the neighborhood. And not 6 feet away, but in our hearts and in our love and compassion for one another. We have reminded ourselves often enough this year that it isn't proximity which makes us brothers and sisters in Christ. It's Jesus' love for us and ours for one another. And while keeping our distance can be difficult, there are times when the best way we can have community with one another is by me giving you and you giving me some space, which in itself can be a form of courage in the face of fear, a fear that otherwise would drive us closer together, not further apart. Because misery, as the old saying goes, loves company. But we can do what we must do right now, knowing that Jesus, with Jesus, the Word become flesh, there is no social distancing, because he is with us, as close to us as our very hearts, now and always. So that however much distance we must keep, we are never alone. And that too is the promise of Advent. Terry and I have been assembling our Giving Hope for Advent box, and we trust that you are doing the same. If you haven't, it isn't too late. Instructions on putting the box together, what it's all about, is on the Advent page of the church website. And a reminder to drop off your box at the church between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Terry and I and the Smoot and the Hart-Saris families, all properly socially distanced, will be there to receive them. And if you need to have your box picked up, contact the church and we will make arrangements to make that happen. Thank you for joining me today. Have a blessed third week of Advent.